So the Tyler ISD assessment plan is evolving. We are calling the year 2013-14 Year 1 of our Campus Common Assessment Plan. PLCs will continue their growth in collaborative planning and applying research-based strategies by designing common assessments. The assessments will be scanned into Aware and will be administered at approximately 6 to 8 week intervals, and there will be one district benchmark. Take a look at this slide, and you can see that there will be a division of labor when it comes to our assessments. CNI is still going to provide assessments for particular grade levels and content areas. You'll see on the right-hand column that most of these assessments are for elementary school students. This way, our self-contained teachers at the elementary levels will not be tasked with writing multiple assessments during one 6 weeks period. In addition, you will notice that for grades 3, 5, 6, and 8, the CNI department will be providing composition prompts. These grade levels do not have a STAR writing test, so there is a definite lack of good quality composition prompts and revising and editing items for these grade levels. So our focus for this coming year will be on composition prompts only. On the left-hand column, you'll see those particular content areas and grade levels where the PLCs will be tasked with developing their common assessments. For writing in grades 4 and 7, PLCs will be developing composition prompts and revising and editing assessments. It will look a little different with our high school students. We will be alternating the administration of composition prompts with a revising and editing assessment. Yeah, this is a pretty big change. This is a big shift in the way we've been doing things in Tyler. And how are we going to get there? What are we going to do to make sure that we're successful in this plan? Well, there are 3 things that we're looking at: providing professional development, scaffolding the process, and using the gradual release model. In May of last year, Lead Forward came to Tyler, and they provided us a 2-day workshop on building quality common assessments. Our campus principals identified their campus common assessment teams, which were made up of their instructional coaches and designated teachers. These teams participated in this workshop, as did facilitators and coordinators. Directors and campus administrators were also invited to attend. Lead Forward does have an online version of this course for people who were unable to participate in the face-to-face workshop. If you're interested in taking the online course, confer with your campus administrator. But please be aware that while the face-to-face workshop was customized for Tyler, the online course is not. We are planning on having Lead Forward come back to Tyler and repeat this 2-day workshop. At the Lead Forward training, we walked through several Lead Forward forms that took us through the process of creating assessments and also analyzing assessment results. Tyler ISD, however, has created some forms that are modifications of the Lead Forward forms, and these are available on that Campus Common Assessment webpage, which is part of SharePoint. We would very much like to get feedback from PLCs on how those forms might need to be modified further so they better meet the needs of the campuses. Another aspect of the professional development we have provided focused on the test banks. PLCs will have the option of pulling items from the STAR 1 test bank or the C-Scope Aware test bank. If they desire, they can pull items from both test banks to use on one Campus Common Assessment. You can see listed here which individuals were a part of these trainings, and these are the people who will be providing the support at the campus level. We had several of our campus assessment teams come to the PDC in the summer and begin creating campus common assessments from these test banks. We know that professional development is much more than attending workshops. We believe in embedded professional development, and this will be a systemic piece of our professional development efforts in this coming year. Embedded professional development means that our instructional coaches will be there to guide the work of our PLCs. Facilitators and coordinators will also provide direct assistance to PLCs as needed. And we understand how important differentiation is, so we are prepared to provide that additional support as needed. For example, there might be a campus that only has one 7th grade math teacher. That math teacher might want to confer with a facilitator, a coordinator, or perhaps a PLC at another campus as he or she works through the CCA development process. Another scenario could be a PLC that consists of several teachers who are new to the profession or new to that grade level or content area. These sessions can be provided in various ways. They could be in person and scheduled after school or during the school day, or they could be provided online during conference times or after school. We would like to customize any type of additional support based on the needs and requests of the individual campuses. Differentiated professional development will also be available. Let me give you a couple scenarios. We might have a 7th grade math teacher who is the only 7th grade math teacher at his campus. He might desire the ability to work with other 7th grade math teachers or a facilitator or coordinator in the development of his campus common assessments. Another possibility could be a PLC that consists of teachers who are new to that content area or course, or who are new to the profession. These additional support sessions can be provided in person after school or during the school day, or they could be provided online during conference periods or after school. The logistics will be customized according to the needs of that campus. So what are the scaffolds that we're building into the process? Well, first, test banks are provided. So the PLCs are not going to be tasked with creating test items or finding test items on their own. In addition, the coordinators are going to provide direction in the timing of creating assessments, administering them, and analyzing the data. In addition, coordinators are going to identify hotspot SEs. These are student expectations that as a district we have struggled with, and they will be definitely assessed on the CCAs. But the PLCs can also identify any additional student expectations that need to be assessed based on their specific campus data. Technical support will be provided by our instructional coaches, the instructional technology specialists, and the local assessment department headed up by Sharon Moyers. The assessment blueprint pictured here provides a framework for the process. The coordinators will fill out the first sections of the blueprint, and the PLCs will be completing it. These blueprints are available on the SharePoint Campus Common Assessment page. The gradual release model looked like this. Participants from the Lead Forward workshop worked with coordinators and facilitators in the summer to develop the first 2 common assessments. These were our campus assessment teams. These were basically district-level professional learning communities and gave the participants experience in the process and prepared them to lead their campus PLCs. The campus PLCs will then take over in designing the subsequent assessments. Another aspect of the gradual release model involves our instructional coaches as well as our department heads. We will schedule meetings to give these individuals opportunities to get together. Our facilitators or our coordinators will lead these meetings and give these individuals the opportunity to debrief. How is the process going? What type of alignment issues might they find with any of the test bank items? And what are PLCs learning about students as well as their own teaching practices? These are important conversations which will also give us insight into any district trends that need to be addressed. The common assessment process is a shared responsibility, as this slide illustrates. You can see the responsibilities of the PLCs and how they are supported by campus administrators, instructional coaches, as well as the CNI staff. The CNI staff responsibilities are on the bottom layer to illustrate the importance of the foundational piece and the support that CNI needs to provide to ensure success at the PLC level. A copy of this chart can be found in the Campus Common Assessment site on SharePoint. Turnaround schools is a term that describes campuses that have reversed poor academic performance. Achievement gains were not only attained, but were sustained. Karen Chenoweth sought to determine what attributes these campuses had in common. She focused on schools that served students from poverty, and her analysis showed that the teachers in these schools created common assessments and reviewed the data from these assessments to determine student needs and then plan accordingly. In addition, she found that these teachers reflected on the data to inform their practice and grow professionally, discussing possible reasons for student successes and how they can learn from that. Chenoweth's research speaks to the effectiveness of PLCs, particularly PLCs that operate in a climate of trust, where teachers openly discuss their students' needs and explore how they can improve their instructional practices.